Theon Greyjoy's story arc is one of the best in the show. He has felt the highs and the lows, and I mean the very, very lows. He has slain innocents, and he has been tortured. He has been a coward, yet brave. He has been a loyal friend, and yet a backstabbing kinslayer. He may be a Greyjoy, but he will always be a Stark. In today's video, we will be reviewing Theon's story, so if you're into that kind of video, make sure you smash that like button. The goal on this will be 100, so all the support is really appreciated. Now we start off with a 19-year-old arrogant Theon, who is a ward of Ned Stark. When he was just 10, the Greyjoy rebellion was crushed, and his two older brothers killed, making him the heir of Balon Greyjoy and the Prince of the Iron Islands. But as punishment for his father's crimes, he was taken to Winterfell, so no Greyjoy would try to rebel again. He was given a good life by Ned, but all Theon could see was that he wasn't a Stark, even though this family treated him better than his own. Now this is something that drives his story, and is sort of his vice. He feels compelled to do what is right by his family, even if that means betraying his real one. He is a loyal friend and helpful ally to Robb Stark. That is, until he turns on him and stabs him in the back and takes Winterfell from Robb's younger brother Bran, all because he wanted to impress his father. This is a decision that eats at Theon the entire series, and he never gets a chance to make things right with his brother and his best friend. Not that he could anyway.
They attacked your father. They've already started the war. It's your duty to represent your house when your father can't.
And it's not your duty, because it's not your house. Where's Bran?
Don't know. It's not my house. I've taken your castle.
Theon.
It's Prince Theon now.
This is when Theon starts to nosedive a bit. He kills the Master at Arms, who taught him how to fight, all because he wants to win over the respect of his own people. This is a losing battle, as these same people betray Theon soon after. He then loses Bran and Rickon Stark, and then kills two innocent farm boys because he can't find them, and burns their bodies to make it seem like he killed the Stark boys. This is even more messed up in the books because he was sleeping around with their mother, so those could have been his own children he murdered. Then he burned them and hung above Winterfell as a symbol to the Northerners, so no one would try to defy him. As I said earlier, he was later betrayed by his own men, who were made an offer from Ramsay Snow that they thought was too good to refuse. All they had to do was turn on Theon, give up Winterfell, and they all could live. So as expected, they turned on him with no hesitation. Unfortunately for them, Ramsay later says he filleted them all alive, so the only one who got to live was Theon, but some say death would have been cleaner. For the next few seasons, Theon is Ramsay's prisoner. It's here where he gets tortured horribly. He is filleted to the point any human can take, and even gets his thing cut off. Now that was rough to watch, even if I did hate him at the time. This torture on a daily basis would have killed most, but it was enough to turn Theon into Reek, a mindless servant who was so terrified that even when his sister disobeyed her father's orders and got a lot of her men killed trying to free him, he would not go with her because of the fear that he had for Ramsay. This is because Ramsay was so good at mind games. When Theon was first captured, he tricked him into thinking he escaped just to bring him back to show him there is no hope. This is so bad, even when he finds out Sansa Stark is sold to the Boltons, he can't take action. He even is forced to watch what was like his younger sister get raped on her wedding night and he just stands and watches. He later snitches on Sansa to Ramsay because of this same fear. But finally, when Sansa is about to be killed, he steps in, killing Ramsay's lover and escaping with Sansa. This is the start of a rocky road to redemption for old Theon.
Just the parts he'll use to make his heir, until you've given him a boy or two and he's finished using them. Then he's got incredible plans for those parts. So, shall we wait for him to come back, or should we begin now? You're leaving it to me? Good. Let's begin. Stop! Stop!
After ensuring Sansa is safe, he goes back home to the Iron Islands, where his father was just murdered by his uncle. I know, awesome family, right? Anyway, he tries to help his sister claim the Salt Throne, but they fail, and soon are on the run from their uncle Euron, who's trying to kill them, and he is the new king of the Iron Islands. Here they travel to Meereen to make a pact with the Dragon Queen Daenerys Targaryen. Their ships and allegiance if she can help them reclaim the Iron Islands. She agrees and a pact is formed. Shortly after, we get another bad moment from old Theon. As his sister gets captured in a battle with Euron, instead of fighting for her, he runs like a coward and leaves his sister to be Euron's prisoner. This is definitely a weak moment, as it doesn't seem like he has fully shaken the effects. Then again, who would?
I always wanted to do the right thing. Be the right kind of person, but never knew what that meant. It's always seemed like that. Like there was an impossible choice I had to make. Stark or Greyjoy.
Our father was more of a father to you than yours ever was.
He was.
And you betrayed him. Betrayed his memory.
I did.
But you never lost him. He's a part of you. Just like he's a part of me.
The things I've done.
It's not my place to forgive you for all of it. But what I can forgive, I do. You don't need to choose. You're a Greyjoy. And you're a Stark.
When I was Ramsay's prisoner, Yara tried to save me. She's the only one who tried to save me. She needs me now.
So why are you still talking to me?
In the final season, he seems to finally have grown a pair, no pun intended, as he sneaks on Euron's ship and rescues his sister, returning the favor she once tried to do for him. His next action is a real powerful one. His sister is going back and reclaiming the Iron Islands. Now, he could have easily went back and lived out his life, but his betrayal of House Stark still weighs over him very heavily, and even after he got rid of Reek, he couldn't get rid of the guilt of betraying his brother and his family. So instead, he goes back to Winterfell to help defend the North against the army of the dead.
You're my queen. I go where you command.
You want to go to Winterfell? To fight for the Starks? Go.
Here he bravely gives his life defending Bran Stark, the little brother he took the castle from in the first place. He faces almost certain death, as brave as anyone could. He charges at the Night King knowing the outcome. So he may have been born a Greyjoy, but he definitely died a Stark through and through. Now for me, Theon is one of the most conflicted characters in the show. He desperately tries to be something he is just not. Yet he forces himself to be a Greyjoy, when in reality it's just a name. His heart is a Stark. Now let me explain. The Greyjoy way is to reap and pillage, so killing innocents is not a problem for the Ironborn. More than that, it's a way of life. I mean, they rape and kill all of the time. And their words are "we do not sow." For any Walking Dead fans out there, they're basically the Westeros version of the Saviors. They just take what you have. For them, it's always been this way. So with that being said, most should not have much of a conscience, especially about killing the innocent and raping. But this is something that gnaws at him constantly. After he did what he did to those farm boys, he constantly says how he deserves to die. I don't think that's Ironborn. That's a direct result of Ned and his teachings. His pain about his past really resonates with me, more than any other characters. They did a great job with this. He hates what he did from the moment he did it, but he just can't bring himself to let his father down until it's too late. The way that he looks at Jon on Dragonstone when they see each other for the first time in years says everything to me. He is completely ashamed of what he has done and can't even enjoy his life because of it. Overall, Alfie Allen, who plays Theon, did an excellent job. Theon has experienced it all in his lifetime, and to me will go down as one of the most complex redeeming stories in all of TV or the books. But what do you guys think about Theon? And who do you want me to do next? Let me know in the comment section. Thanks for watching. Until next time.